Welcome to This Day for this Tuesday, October 17th. I'm Paul Ortiz, filling in for Bobby Higgins this morning, so thank you for joining us on our program. Today we're going to be talking with Siobhan Foster, and we're going to be talking about the wonderful employees that are working right here in your community, and we just have a few of them. We had an Excellence Award just a week or so ago, and we'll be talking about the many departments and employees that help support your community. Well, let's take a look at what we have for Stay Informed. We have a couple of things that we want to talk to you about. One is the board vacancy candidates. The election is going to be on Monday, October 30th, but what they're asking for you to do is to apply. So applications are being accepted to fill one vacant term of the United Mutual Board. That concludes at the Mutual's 2025 annual election, and you can pick up those applications over there at the CEO's office, and you can talk to Michaela or Paul, or you can give them a call at some of those phone numbers there. And as I mentioned, the deadline to bring in your application is going to be at 5 o'clock on Friday, October 20th. They will have the election on Monday, October 30th. That's going to be at 10:30 a.m. here in your community center in the boardroom. And again, if you want any information, contact Assistant Corporate Secretary Paul Wynn at 268-2295. Again, that phone number is 268-2295. Now, let's take a look outside. It was you got up early this morning. It was pretty foggy early in the morning, and it's starting to clear up if you're watching our morning program. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock, and as you can see outside, it is starting to clear up. We are going to have AM clouds for most of the morning, then it'll start to get really nice and sunny a little bit after lunchtime. Again, it's going to be like that for the next couple of days. But as you can see, Thursday and Friday, it's going to be pretty warm, in the mid-80s at least, and actually some warm temperatures overnight. That's going to be 66 on Thursday and 63. And then as Saturday and the weekend approaches, it's going to be a little bit cooler, back into the 70s, 79 degrees and 59 overnight. So some nice temperatures, a little warm on Thursday, so be sure and get out there early in the morning when you have any activities, and be sure to wear sunblock still, even though we're in fall now. Hey, let's take a look at that sunrise and sunset. Wow, here we go. This is Mark Rubinowicz. I don't know if that's Mark and Carol or not. That's going to be their Halloween picture, and then that's going to be our sunrise this morning was at 6:57 a.m. Our sunset's going to be at 6:14 this evening. So we thank Mark Rubinowicz for sharing that photo with us, and we of course always thank Mark and Carol for being on our trading post. If you have some pictures you want to share with us, be sure and email them to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. We do hope that you'll send it to us in a horizontal format, and do include your name and where that was taken. We'll be sure to give you credit and let you know that you're going to be on the air here on Village Television and be a part of this day. And we thank you so much for joining us and sending us those pictures as well. Well, we only have a few meetings today. If you belong to Third Mutual, we're going to have a meeting this afternoon. So take a look at these meetings that we'll have today. That's only one, the Third Mutual Board. And we'll be back with Siobhan Foster, CEO of VMS.
When you have confidence in your retirement future, you can live the life you've always imagined. Because of planning, you now have time to reflect on the wonderful memories of your life. You and your spouse finally have the luxury of leisure time together. To spend fun times with your grandkids, sharing the joy of their excitement about life. Smiling at the thought of quality time with your children and of picking up the check. At last, you have time to breathe and rekindle the love of your life. Why? Because you imagined what could be. You planned for retirement. So today, you own your future.
Hi. I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
Siobhan Foster joined us now on our program. She's our Chief Executive Officer for VMS. And we're fortunate to have some employees at an award ceremony we had over there at Clubhouse 2 that you were a part of. And you wanted to share that information with our community.
I did. I want to highlight our exceptional employees, and if residents see them out in the community, perhaps they can thank them for their efforts and their great work.
Absolutely.
So the Employee Excellence Awards are presented in the fall and the spring, and as you mentioned, last Monday on October 9th, we awarded the fall recipients. These highlight outstanding employees who demonstrate excellent customer service, achieve great results on projects, and regularly go above and beyond their job duties. I'd like to start with financial services. We recognized Mike Robb, our Essential Services Supervisor. He works behind the scenes supporting highly visible programs and initiatives. Mike ensures critical print jobs are completed on time. These include board agenda packets and the annual and special mailings that go out in the community.
Right. Mike Robb, a longtime employee here in your community, I think some 40 plus years already.
That's my understanding as well, and it's always nice to recognize the people who are behind the scenes, making our jobs easier.
Absolutely.
Mike has an unparalleled commitment to meeting deadlines and serving the VMS organization and village residents. He interacts with many residents when they come in and get print jobs done as well.
Right.
Also in financial services, we recognized Kendra Osborne, who is the accounting supervisor. She oversees accounts receivable, ensuring accounting records are accurate and completed timely. Right now, she's instrumental in the design and testing of our new enterprise resource planning system known as the ERP software program. And she enthusiastically supports all areas of the department as needed. So we thank Kendra for her efforts as well. In our general services department, especially broadband, we recognize Dwight Griffith, who's a broadband technician. Dwight provides valuable knowledge and exceptional customer service when assisting our residents. Dwight receives regular acknowledgement of his professionalism and knowledge. Some examples include, we are very pleased and grateful for Dwight's services. Dwight was a very refined professional who was respectful and efficient. Can't say enough about Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight's an incredible employee for Broadband Services, been with us for over 7 years now. And one of the emails actually said, you know, I'm very particular about how clean I keep my manor, and Dwight actually did some construction in there, and she said it was spotless when he left. So Dwight's an incredible employee. If you see him out there in the community, be sure and say hello.
Thank you, Paul. In general services, we also recognize Pete Iglesias, who's our paving foreman. Pete displays unwavering dedication and contributions to the community. Pete is instrumental in implementing the rain event plan whenever there are storms forecasted for the village. His extensive knowledge of the village infrastructure allows efficient completion of projects and tasks, making the community safer. And Pete is an excellent resource for all of our departments just because he knows the village so well.
Right.
In human resources, we acknowledged Lucy Hernandez. She's an HR administrative coordinator who demonstrates outstanding performance and excellent customer service. Lucy has outstanding organizational skills in coordinating training classes and employee recognition events. Lucy accomplishes her responsibilities timely and at a high level. Mm-hmm. In landscaping services, we have 2 highly visible employees that our residents may know. First is Vincente Martinez. He's the Section 1 foreman, and he ensures landscaping practices are executed with precision and care. He's committed to providing exceptional customer service and creates a motivating and uplifting atmosphere among his crew. Probably most importantly, during storms, Vincente and his crews work tirelessly to ensure resident safety. Also from landscaping services, George Porras is our pest control foreman who provides excellent customer service to residents regarding village pest control. And an example was given when we recognized George. He inspected a contractor job that was completed over the weekend, and he noticed that the bees were removed, but the hive was left behind. George immediately problem solved and went into action. He dug a 4-foot hole under an AC unit to remove the hive rather than turning it back over to the contractor.
Right. And that's pretty amazing because he just, you know, he knew it had to get done. and it was the weekend, so he just took it upon himself to do it right.
Exactly, and he said by the time he was done, there were 4 or 5 residents standing by and applauding him for his efforts.
Wonderful.
In maintenance and construction, Jason Wynn, operations coordinator, was recognized. He coordinates the epoxy waistline remediation project in the Mutuals. This is one of the largest year-over-year funded projects, totaling $3.3 million and covering 400 units in 2023 this year. Jason excels with customer service and communication between the contractors and residents, and his attention to detail has created efficiencies for program work, invoicing, and documentation. And then we have Justin J. Allen, our damage restoration manager, also from maintenance and construction. And Jay is recognized for his exemplary performance, great customer service, and exceeding performance expectations. Of note is his initiative to plan and organize and train teams of VMS and temporary staff to address the claims backlog in the Mutuals. This work is taking place on Saturdays, so as not to impact daily operations and to clearly focus on the task at hand.
Right, that's just another example of an employee that's going above and beyond, because he actually suggested, well, we should probably do these on Saturday so we don't affect the work week.
Exactly, so he's
Amazing.
putting in a lot of time.
Yes, he is.
In recreation and special events, Laura Cobarrubias was recognized. She's our equestrian supervisor and has implemented numerous improvements since she started at the Equestrian Center in 2020. Laura has created an environment where horses and riders thrive. Of note, there's a higher standard of horse care that's taking place, and she has reinvigorated the lesson program. Laura also places an emphasis on revenue generation, making the center financially stable, and notably, she's achieved a full barn with a waiting list.
Wow. 37 horses there now? Something
like that, yes.
Wow.
So she's done a fabulous job. In security recognized Roger Cowdrey, a security supervisor too. Roger is known as a go-to person to accomplish things in a timely, effective manner. Recently, he helped move security to new office space across the parking lot for the community center, and it went flawlessly.
Right.
He provides caring and responsive customer service to our residents and handles all matters with aplomb and utmost professionalism. Social services recognized Jean Delhomme Chestnut. She's administrative supervisor and is the nerve center of social services. She's integral to the delivery of necessary and sensitive services provided to residents and family members. And she phenomenally supports our licensed social workers, ensuring they have absolutely everything they need to get their jobs done.
Absolutely. She's been here a long time as well.
Yes, she has. She's a great employee. And lastly but not least, we have Jacob Wanosta, who's a compliance coordinator, and he recently served as the interim supervisor while the manager and supervisor were on leave. During this time, he oriented 3 new employees and coordinated a new ad hoc committee for one of the corporations. Jacob works effectively with staff and the boards to resolve escalations, draft policies, and provide suggestions for betterment of the divisions.
Wow. So there's nearly, 900 employees, I believe, now
That's
in our
correct.
community? So this is just a few of the people that have been spotlighted that have won this award. They were nominated, I believe, by their manager or director of some kind.
Yes.
And this happens quarterly?
We do it twice a year, so
Twice a year?
semi-annually.
Great.
Yes.
So it's very important that the community knows that these people, they have a face to who's providing all this service for them. And if you see any of our employees, be sure and say hello to them. They've done a wonderful job, and we look forward to more of our awards happening in 2024 and some new candidates.
Exactly. And again, these are some superstars, so we're blessed to have them.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us on the program. I know you're going to have to get over to the third mutual. That's going to be held this morning in the boardroom, and you'll be a part of that.
Yes, I will.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks so much for joining us once again.
My pleasure.
Well, be sure and stay tuned. We're going to come right back, and we'll be talking to the Orange County Fire Authority, and we're going to be talking about fall prevention.
Welcome back to This Day. Joining me now from the Orange County Fire Authority is Captain Brett Cowdell. Captain Brett, so nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in. It's your off day, so really appreciate you coming in. You said you're going to be mowing the lawn after this today.
I will. My pleasure.
So I was just asking you, it's heating up this week. Nice, beautiful temperatures. Do you enjoy that? You like that? Or is that more problematic being in your profession, you know, for potential fires?
Not so much the heat, but the Santa Ana winds. Those, and I believe we're expecting a Santa Ana wind event this week, a mild event. That is what concerns me a little bit more. I work in a station that has one of our brush engines that is called to respond to any fires that happen in the hillsides. And so I'm acutely aware of any incident that might cause that brush fire to spark up, because we could be gone for anywhere from 1 day to 7 or to 14 days. So I'm aware of those things. Yes, the heat does make me perk up a little bit and pay close attention to what's going on out there.
Yeah, definitely a dangerous job for sure. Did you ever consider that, getting into this career, about the danger that could happen with this job?
Growing up in a house with 5 brothers, I kind of found myself geared towards danger, towards daredevil types of things. The aspect that attracted me to this job was truly helping people who needed help, who needed emergency care. I found myself as the ocean lifeguard as a teenager, and I really loved helping in that regard. And so this was a natural extension of that.
Oh, that's awesome. So you're one of 5?
I'm one of 6. I have a sister.
One girl. Now, where does she fall?
She's the oldest.
She's the oldest. And where are you?
I'm towards the bottom.
I love that. I love that. I have 5 as well. 1 daughter, 4 boys. Wow. So I know what you mean about the boys. They're rough and tough, that's for sure. So just recently was the National Falls Prevention Week in conjunction with the National Council on Aging. And so this is something I know you wanted to talk about raising awareness for how to prevent falls among older adults. Most falls are preventable.
They are, and we do see a lot of falls, particularly in Laguna Woods, and there are things people can do to minimize the risk of fall, and so that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, how can someone, you know, reduce their risk for a fall? What are the steps that they can take?
Well, there are several steps people can take. One of them, of course, is being aware of the condition of your home and making sure that there are grab bars accessible near the shower, near the toilet, that the rugs that are used are non-slip. Anybody that's wearing stockings or socks as winter approaches, to wear socks that have grip so they don't slip and fall. And lighting is always appropriate. We need to make sure that lighting is appropriate so people can see, so that if there's a step, if the steps are marked, people can avoid any mishaps or falls. Yeah, that's the first step.
These are the common things in the house: the loose rug, the pet that darts out, or getting up in the middle of the night, not having enough light to see. You know, and yeah, as you said, wearing socks. I didn't even think about that. You probably should wear something with a tread on it, if not the socks with the sticky on it. One of the other things that I looked up was about balance, finding a balance or exercise program. That it's a lot of people believe that reducing your level of activity will help to reduce a fall, but actually that's just the opposite. You should be doing things to have better balance.
That's right.
As well.
People really, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to build muscle. It's never too late to be aware of weaknesses and strengths that you might have in your physical fitness and to work on balance. I know here in Laguna Woods there are balance classes that are offered, and it's important for people to get involved to work on balance so that if there is ever an incident where they get dizzy or they might slip and fall, that they do have a better chance of catching themselves before any injury can occur. So yeah, muscles, working on core strength, working on balance, that will definitely help minimize the risk of fall.
And according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 of 4 older Americans fall each year, and then a single fall doubles the chance of falling again. So prevention is absolutely key, and prevention is possible. What about some of the other things that people can do, such as going to the doctor, checking your medications,
Absolutely.
things like this?
There's a couple things people can do. Number 1 is being aware of your medication and your diet. If anybody's gone through particular weight loss or weight gain, medications might not be in the appropriate dosage anymore because sometimes they're based on weight. So if you're on a blood pressure medication, if you're on a diabetic medication, you might have your blood sugar out of balance or your blood pressure out of balance, and that can cause people to become dizzy and fall. Also being aware of areas of common occurrence is very, very important. Most falls, 80% of falls occur in the bathroom where there are slippery surfaces, and the shower where people can fall and particularly get hurt on tile or hard surfaces. That's important. And then when people get out of bed, sometimes people get out of bed momentarily at night, it's important to sit up for just a moment to let your vasculature adjust. As we age, our vasculature takes longer to adjust. So if we sit at the bedside for just 30 seconds before getting up, maybe to use the bathroom or to get a snack, that can help prevent falls too. People get up in the middle of the night and they need to turn on the appropriate lighting so they can see where they're stepping. All of these things will help people to be safe and not fall.
Wow, yeah, I guess that's, you don't realize when all of a sudden you could get just a little dizzy for a moment, you know, from laying down and sitting up all this rapidly, so that makes sense. And
yeah, I notice it myself.
Yeah.
I'm 52, and even at my age, I'm noticing that if sometimes I get up too quickly, I can feel it in my head. And that just continues to grow as we age. Your vasculature just takes time to adjust to gravity.
And you mentioned diet, because yeah, I have the same thing, like, oh, I skipped breakfast today, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing stars. It's like, oh, wait a minute, why is that happening?
All of that can happen, yeah.
So, makes sense. So you have an updated senior fall prevention facts sheet, and a couple of the facts that kind of stuck out to me. 35% of adults 65 and older suffer traumatic brain injuries after a fall. 87% of fractures in adults over 65 years are a result of falls. Most alarming of all, of the older adults who suffer a hip fracture from a fall, 25% will make a full recovery, 40% will require nursing home care, 50% will need a cane or walker, and 20% will die within 12 months. I mean, that's some scary statistics.
Yeah, they're startling statistics. We really want people to be aware of those statistics because when a fall results in an injury, particularly a bone break or a hip fracture, God forbid, those are difficult to recover from. The fatality rate or the mortality rate does increase significantly with a hip fracture. And as we age, our bones just get more brittle. They do. And it's important to be aware of that and to take the proper steps so that we don't fall, so that we can avoid that bone break and stay safe and stay healthy and live long to see those people that we love. Yeah,
absolutely. Have you, I'm sure you have, dealt with this issue where you've been called out when someone has fallen. What are the steps, you know, the fire department or the paramedics take when they come out and someone has fallen?
Well, sometimes, most falls seem to come at night. So we get called out of bed, we come in, we appreciate it when there's a way into the home. Sometimes the door is locked and people have a key with a neighbor or hidden somewhere, and that sometimes can be kept in our notes. So we have a way in, and as we approach the patient, we try to make sure that we know the extent of the injuries. We check for head and neck injury first because that's the most important thing, and then we look for any other injuries throughout the body because falls can result in those injuries. The signs that we look for in a hip fracture is shortening and rotation of the affected leg or on the side that might have the fracture. If the leg is particularly short or if it's rotated externally, that's one red flag that we look for in a hip fracture. So when we see that, we treat very carefully. We can give pain medication, and then we do rapid transport to the hospital for immediate treatment.
Okay, and do you always recommend they should be taken, like if they do hit their head and like, no, I'm fine, I'm okay, do you always recommend they should go in and get it checked?
You know, it depends on the severity of the fall. We do recommend that people call us out, that they do call us and check us to see if they need transport. We will help them make that determination. If a fall results in the person falling to a seated position, the odds of injury are much more minimized. But if it results in a head injury as they hit the nightstand, then maybe we will transport the patient to the hospital to get that head injury or that leg fracture looked at, yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for this. Definitely very informative information, and I'm sure it'd be great, very good to know to prevent falls. So thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Looking Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
The Salvation Army Orange County is committed to building hope in people's lives rather than just more shelters. The Center of Hope, a comprehensive homeless care solution, combines a 325-bed emergency shelter, 72 permanent supportive housing apartments, on-site medical, dental, vision, and mental health care, and an award-winning drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Donate today to transform lives, create safer neighborhoods, and provide an opportunity to end chronic homelessness in Orange County.
We want to remind you we have two terrific events that are happening this week. One is tomorrow, and that is the Autumn Author Forum. That's going to be at 2 o'clock until about 4 o'clock, and that's over there at the Performing Arts Center. That's in Dining Room 2. And any donation is appreciated, but it's your opportunity to chat with our accomplished authors as they display their creations and offer their books for sale. So authors will accept payment by cash or check. Be sure and check their email if you have any questions. That's the pubclublw@gmail.com. Again, this is going to be tomorrow, Wednesday, at 2 o'clock over there at the Performing Arts Center in Dining Room 2. And also, Thrive will be meeting on Thursday. That's going to be over at Clubhouse 7. That's going to be at 4 o'clock, and it's going to go until about 5 o'clock. You do have to give them a call because it's RSVP only. It is first come, first serve. And they're actually going to be offering games, pies, and giveaways. And there's going to be a raffle, of course. So be sure and give Senior Advocate Jessica a call at 452-3791. And again, that is with our Thrive Project and, of course, Memorial Care. We're partnering to get people involved and be kind to one another. And be sure and be a part of that Thrive and Memorial Care project that we're going to have on Thursday over there at Clubhouse 7. Hey, let's take a look outside. It's going to be a beautiful day today. We're going to have some early clouds if you're watching our morning program that are starting to go away. Temperatures will be 81 today, 60 overnight. Tomorrow we're looking at a little bit warmer as it starts to warm up through the week, 83, 64 overnight. And then Thursday, as we mentioned earlier, will be the warmest day. It's going to be 88 degrees and 66 overnight. And then as the weekend approaches, a little bit cooler temperatures back into the 70s. But a terrific time to get out there and enjoy the many amenities here in your community. Thank you so much for joining us today, but be sure and join us tomorrow where Michael Taylor will be joining us. He's going to have the Clown Alley Club with him, and he's also going to be talking with the Circle of Friends Club. So be sure and join us tomorrow as well with Michael Taylor. I'm Paul Ortiz. Thanks for watching us here on Village Television.
Hi there, I'm Bob Eubanks. Remember me? I'm the king of whoopee. And you're watching Village Television. But everybody does.